I call them
Mm.
campuses. I don't know,
Yeah, that's what I
what
was about to
anybody
call
calls
it.
them, but they are so beautiful. It's breathtaking. It's just to see like the brick houses, and man, it's just awesome. I had a great time. I went to upwards of like 10 distilleries. I didn't even realize it.
Hi, and welcome to the Liquor Connoisseur. I'm Crystal. And today we got a special guest straight from Bourbon TikTok. We have...
It's Bourbon, baby. But y'all could call me Fallon.
I knew I couldn't do it justice, so I didn't want to try it. But we're so glad to have you on here.
Thank you.
Yeah, we love your content, and make sure we heart comment when we can on it. And
Appreciate it.
I thought it was interesting as we talked about putting this episode together. What do we want to review?
Yes.
And I sent you a text as we snuck down to Kentucky. Didn't know we were going. Just we were in Nashville and was like, we're so close. Yeah. And ended up at Bardstown. I know you had gone a few weeks prior to us going. And so I was like, okay, we can do Bardstown because you're giving me two options. And I was like, okay, which one? And it was so funny. But when you responded back, we had just left, but we had actually picked up the Stave. So
it was meant to be meant. Meant to be meant.
Yes. So Fallon, tell us, how did you get started? What was your journey into bourbon?
So I guess, honestly, I'm from New Orleans, so drinking is like second nature from, folks from New Orleans. And I think that early on into my like adulthood, I was like more of the vodka girl during college and post college. But then once I got into like my late 20s, early 30s, I just wanted something new. I was burnt out on like vodkas and stuff like that. So I got into bourbon, and it kind of started with Buffalo Trace, and then me enjoying that and loving that. And then from there, just trying other bourbons. And then when I graduated with my master's program in 2022, I got gifted a bottle of blends. And that kind of is what made me want to further get into it, start to kind of like collect bottles and things like that. And now here I am.
That is awesome.
Thank you.
I remember my journey was vodka in college, then tequila from hanging with your family.
Vodka was so popular back in
It was.
06, 07. Yeah.
Yep. 06,
everywhere.
07.
Yeah, 06, 07. You can find it everywhere. There was a little bit of cognac, a little bit of brandy, but it was mostly vodka. Vodka took over all the shelves, and there was very little whiskey.
So he's an old soul. He in college drinking cognac.
Yeah, I was enjoying cognac a lot because I wanted to kind of step away from the Hennessy's, and everybody liked the brandy, like the E&J and stuff. And I wanted to do something a little different than that. So I was drinking other versions. But then we picked up on whiskey, and I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
this is cool. But I actually started with Scotch. Yeah. I started with Scotch, which was wild. Yeah. Because most people don't do it that way.
I only transitioned because of COVID. It was like, drink? Sure, what we drinking? Whiskey. Okay.
Like, okay. Let's try it out. She's like, huh, I see what you get now.
Yes. So, yeah. You mentioned that you like tequila, and I'll do a tequila here and there. That's something that I go to when I don't want to necessarily drink whiskey, because I like to enjoy the whiskey. But when I'm like trying to have like a good time and I want to turn up, I'll go to tequila. That's my go-to, because it's party mode right there. Yes.
Oh man, and there are so many great tequilas out there. We prefer the additive free ones. We don't like things too sweet. So we typically go with the additive free ones just to make sure we don't get that extra sugar in there.
Yeah.
But I love it because, when you get to the repos and the añejos, I really love the añejos. They're aged in those ex-bourbon barrels and different casks. And so I love that. It's a good transition. Going to tequila or to whiskey. So that helped a lot.
Yeah. Tequila is definitely evolving more and more. Because then there's the what's the other one? it's like the Crystallini or something like that.
A
Oh,
Crystalino.
Cristalino, yeah.
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 Yeah, those, so you have those, and those are like kind of like a little bit like too just smooth. It's like it's almost like, is it there? Yeah.
Yeah, they
So
tricked
Right.
us. They took
yeah,
and aged a tequila up to like añejo, and that gives it the smoothness. And then they took the color away, and so it tricks you because you're thinking, oh, it should be harsher. Like the
uh,
blancos are typically harsher than the
Yeah.
añejos of the same
yeah,
producer. So yeah, it is smoother, but we try to stay away from those too. Crystalinos is like, I kind of like my color. I like just a little age.
But I
yeah,
do love a good cask finish. Once you've had so many pours of the regular stuff, you do want to see what's next, what that next level is, which Cristalino was for tequila, but there's also extra age. But with whiskey, I love what they're doing with the barrels and the like with this one, the staves.
yes,
Very reminiscent of Maker's 46. Of course, they
yeah,
also share a master distiller.
We found that out.
But it's just interesting how they're able to do that finish with the staves in there. I didn't find a lot of information on what staves they used or anything, so it's kind of a mystery, I guess, to me at least.
yeah.
Of
I
how
wasn't able to find anything either. I did, see like the blend notes on the side, and I was kind of
yes,
looking at those and looking at just the different things, and I was like, "Ooh, 12 year." I was like, "That's pretty impressive." But for the most part, I like with bourbon how bourbons they're trying the master distillers are trying to just find new and creative ways
yeah.
to go about the spirit, and I'm pretty excited about this stave finish, and I do love a good small batch, so
Oh yeah.
I'm not
Yes,
mad at it at all.
yes. What proof did we come in with this? 94.
Yeah, 94.
Okay.
So not too, it's not like way hot, but at the same
Yeah.
time, it's still on a little bit on the low side.
Oh,
So
okay. So yeah, I was gonna say I prefer 100 and up.
yeah,
I'm about 100 to 125
Yeah, yeah.
proof. You can go
yeah.
all the way.
And that comes with just enjoying the spirit over time. Because yes, I definitely like things that are given over 100,
Yeah.
120, 135, is
There
when
you
it
go.
starts to get like hot for me. Like
Yeah, it's like
130 is
okay,
hot.
that's straight out the
But
cast.
like,
Okay.
I think that that's probably the hottest I've had that I actually enjoyed with a Jack Daniels single barrel proof rye. Woo, chef's kiss. Boy, that was good. I was like, this is like one of the best fries ever. And it was somewhere like around like maybe 128, 131, something in that neighborhood. Um,
Look at that one.
but yeah, I like a good 110, 112, 113. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, it's so much flavor because it's less water used, and when you have that higher proof, which means you get more of that natural flavor that's there.
Yeah. The nose on this is really, really good.
Yes, it's light, sweet.
Yep. You
Yeah,
smell
see,
all
there's
those
a lot of
classic
corn.
vanillas and caramels and
Mm-hmm.
honeys in there.
Yes, a whole lot of corn.
Yes, it is
80%,
Yeah.
70%, 78. Yeah.
very
Yeah,
corn
you
forward.
have
Mm-hmm.
very little wheat
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, very little wheat. Some malted barley, some rye in there, but a lot of corn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious where these blends come out of, if they're anything we know.
Yeah, because they say, Bardstown, they got 26% of this, and then everything else is,
Yeah,
Kentucky, and then Georgia.
Georgia's got the most.
Yeah.
Georgia has the most, and that's
Yeah.
age 8 year.
Just in case the peeps want to see, if they can see it.
Yeah, and that's the front of the bottle.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah,
Which is, this can be found in the wild. It was hard to, but I could not find it on the website.
um, no, you don't see a lot about it when you like look it up. So I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if this is just one of those kind of like in the gift shop type things where they try a little something and say, hey, we'll throw it out there and see.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And it wasn't badly priced either.
No, it wasn't.
I think
I'm
it
a
was only
fan of Bardstown. They've been putting out like a lot of good stuff. The Origin series, because that's definitely something that is in most markets and everybody can find it. It's usually no more than the $50 range, the high wheat Origin and the bottle and bond. Those are like easy sippers there. You could do it neat, on the rocks. I don't tell people how to drink their bourbon. If you want to play
Yeah.
around and put it in a cocktail, knock yourself out. I
Yeah.
wouldn't with those two, but hey, however you
I,
want to drink your bourbon, just drink your
I
bourbon.
can't
Enjoy it.
think I can't think of the guy's name, but he's a content creator, and he'll have like Tappy, and he'll make an old fashioned out of it, and it's just like, yes, go ahead, do it, like enjoy it how you want to enjoy it. I know that some people are like sacrilege. I
Cringing.
get it,
Some
man.
people are cringing.
I know it's like $2,000. Okay, cool, but that's because secondary is doing that. Those
Yeah.
bottles are really, to me, they're not worth all that much money. But go ahead, enjoy it the way you want to enjoy.
Speaking of enjoy, let's go ahead and enjoy this.
Cheers.
All right,
Enjoy it.
cheers.
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 Very smooth.
Yeah.
The nose and
Yeah.
the taste match.
Yep. Because
I'm
I can
getting a
taste.
little bit more rye on the taste though, just a slight bit, because it has a
Yeah, it
little
does
bit in
have
there.
the rye notes there for sure.
Mm-hmm. Just a tad bit, because it's on that one that's 26% of this has 18% rye, so it's giving a little bit more of that. And then there's another that has 21.
One thing I can say, just to speak to the stave finish, there is a little bit of a woodiness, and I think that that's where you're speaking to the rye notes, because I'm getting that too, and I guess that's probably what the staves gave, as far as like just a little bit of extra complexity. But this is pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good sipper. What was the price point? I know we said it was
I
reasonable.
feel like it was maybe 60.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like it was like 60, maybe like 64 with tax or something like that.
Okay.
Something
Yeah.
around that ballpark.
Yeah, we had a good time when we were there. I don't know what tour you did while you were there. We did the green, is it called the greenhouse tour? Where we went.
I actually did not tour that one.
Okay.
I was in the area, and it was just one of those days where the times just wasn't adding up. But because I was so close, I just decided to pop in there. We'll just see if they have something available. They didn't have anything available, but I decided to go to the bar. I got a Discovery Series flight. Whew,
Yeah.
that
Nice.
was some good. Oh Lord, it was so good.
We tried
And
10 and loved it.
yeah, and then I went into the gift shop and I got this, and
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a nice one.
We had too much fun. The greenhouse tour is interesting because that's part of their innovation, being a newer distillery. To see a rick house made out of glass.
Yeah. I saw
so
you guys this video with that.
it was very neat. I'm curious to see what comes out of it in the next couple of years. So they're still collecting all the data to determine the impact, but I'm sure it'll be cool.
Yeah, completely glass. I wonder if, because I mean, I know it's not like it, it's still Midwest. I guess you can say Kentucky is still Midwest. But just my experiences with the Midwest, because I went to college in St. Louis, they actually have true summer. So it's interesting to see, how the heat in the glass and how that works versus extreme winter, like when they have the super snowy and very low temperatures, and how that affects, because glass is so thin. It's just not the. We'll see over time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be
I think they said
interesting.
in a couple of years.
Yeah. It should be just about 2 years, and we'll know, because that sun rays beaming in has got to increase the temperature of that rick house a ton. It has to, like at least on that side.
And maybe it's just maybe that one side of the glass.
Yeah.
But
so it's
maybe
the barrels that are
the
like
bourbon will age faster. I don't know.
Yeah, it'll taste like it is anyway.
Yeah.
It should be a lot darker in color.
But it was an interesting tour because I was expecting like, okay, we finna try some just corn forward bourbon. And it was a wheat and 2 high rise. And I forgot what the fourth one was. They gave us as a consolation prize.
Because we all got that one wrong. It was like, 4 grain. They were like, nope, this is just rye and this. I was like, you got me.
Yeah, they put malted barley in and it threw it off for me. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was a very fun. We had a great tour guide. So I'm hoping to go back because they have about 4 or 5 different tours there. And that property's on 100 acres and they just bought, 300 more acres?
Yeah.
So they're growing fast.
Yeah. I will say those distilleries, the campuses, I call them campuses. I don't know,
that's what
anybody calls them. But they are so beautiful. It's breathtaking. Just to see like the brick houses and man, it's just awesome. I had a great time. I went to upwards of like 10 distilleries. I didn't even realize it until I got home and I was going through like all the pictures and I was like, dang, like even if I was there for just like a little bit, like tasting something only, I was like, I went to 10 places like crazy. Gosh, I was moving and shaking.
So close. You can just kind of.
Yeah. But I definitely want to go back. And it's a lot of places that I didn't get to visit. And so I'm definitely needing to go back because I wanted to go to Lux Row. I want to do Green River. I didn't make it out to Makers. I didn't make it out to Woodford. So those are, just a, handful that I definitely want to go back and, visit those as well.
We just tried Green River. One of our local stores had a store pick full of cinnamon, full of flavor. Didn't know until we went to tour that it's a sister company of Bardstown.
Yeah. So they actually have some of their expressions in the gift shop.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I saw those. Yeah, Green River, their rye, the foolproof, and I think it's blended with rye. I don't think it's an actual rye, but the foolproof, that is like holiday. It reminds me of Christmas. It just
the right amount of spice.
Yeah, it's super good. Yeah.
I love it. But yeah, there's so much going on, so much innovation. So I'm excited to see what else Bardstown puts out, what else the industry itself puts out, just to keep things interesting. I'm starting to notice, and it may just be me just researching, that uptick in malted barley.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to learn more of that on my palate because I feel like it's coming in a lot more on the new releases that come out.
Yeah.
Because I'm typically used to seeing, corn, wheat, and rye.
Mm-hmm.
But now that barley is sneaking in, which is where that 4 grain comes in at a lot of times.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a really good 4 grain. I went to tour a craft distillery while I was in New Orleans. It's called 7-3. And I got a bottle of their 4 grain. And it was full of like personality. It was robust and it was rich. And, bourbon, in New Orleans, one will say like, y'all can't do bourbon. It's too below sea level. The climate is too crazy. But, you got JT Malik. They're doing their thing. 7-3 does a good job with their spirits as well. And it can, I guess, maybe it ages faster because of the climate. But there's been some good stuff down there. Have y'all tried any of the whiskeys from that region?
No, but now that you've mentioned, we will.
We're gonna have to, and that's got to make a huge difference. I mean, with the climate, maybe they lose a little less to Angel Share.
Probably.
It's so humid.
Yeah.
It's so humid.
It is hot too.
Salty air.
Yeah, and it's below sea level.
Yeah.
So that's got to add some flavor.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's got to kick it up a little bit. So yeah, we'll have to do that. I know we have coming up on one of our future episodes, if not already, Absenthia from Absinthia's Absinthe. She's based in New Orleans.
Okay.
I know absinthe is big down there.
Yes. That's a very, very old spirit. Yeah, there's some bars that, carry the name, and there's like all these folk stories, and yeah.
And then New Dawn, her first two releases are out of New York, but she's based out in New Orleans. So if she ever does an event out there, I highly recommend meeting her. She is just amazing. We interviewed her, and we actually tried New Dawn, their 6-year bourbon, right in front of her face. We were like, we're going to hold on to this, and we're going to try it when we interview you. She was like, oh, Lord.
It's like, you didn't try it yet? We're like, no, we opening it up right on camera. She's like, ooh. Like, yeah.
But it was pretty good. It's very flavorful. So yeah, that's been some fun we've had in that, and just getting to know people in the New Orleans area. So now we got to try the true spirits of New Orleans.
Yes.
Try those brands you mentioned.
Yeah. Yeah, there's another distillery that a buddy of mine on TikTok that's from Louisiana, he had mentioned about it, and I tried to catch it when I was home for Thanksgiving, but I didn't have enough time, and I can't even think of the name of it, but it's in the Gonzales, Louisiana area, which is maybe about 15 minutes outside of Baton Rouge. I hate that I can't think of the name of it, but I definitely, and I saw it on the sign. You know how they have the interstate signs with like attractions and things, and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's the distillery." And yeah, I'll eventually make it out to it though, for sure.
Okay, awesome. So what other brands are your favorites? Or are you drinking right now? What are you interested in?
um. So I think right now I'm getting a lot of love from Heaven Hill,
Okay.
Wild Turkey, Bardstown. Those have been some of the things that I've been enjoying. And I picked up a really good store pick when I was in Kentucky, from Wild Turkey, the Kentucky Spirit. It is just almost too good. It's so good
Okay.
that I take baby sips, but it's so good that I just want to just chug the whole thing back because it's
Totally
just
get it.
that good. But I'm like, it's just so good that I'm just like, I gotta
You
savor
want
it.
to
Like,
savor it. Okay.
yes,
We
but
will
it's
be
like, but
looking
I
for
could
that.
just drink it all right now. And it drinks so smooth, it's so easy. Like it's just like boom, it just goes down. Um it's
Oh
dang
man.
good.
If it's that good,
Um,
I'm gonna have to get two because I need one to drink
Yeah,
and one to
yeah. We
keep.
got to
I
have one to
needed
hold
to
on
get
to.
two too. I didn't know I needed two until I cracked it open. And I was like, dang.
That's how it happens. We'll go get
Yeah.
some. We'll be like, we just want to see because it costs
Yeah.
50, 60, 70, whatever. We'll get one, get it home. We like, babe, we got to go. We got to spin the block. We'll get this again. We
Yeah.
can't run out of this one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's a deal
Yeah.
when you have single barrels or store picks. There's only so many.
Yeah.
But in general, what I'm enjoying as a whole, I'm enjoying ryes right now. I'm enjoying the weeded bourbons. Um, so I have like so many ryes on my shelf right now. I'm like, dang, it's like that's all I've been drinking. I have a peerless one that I got when I was in Kentucky. I haven't opened that yet.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm ryes, weeded, but I wanted to mention that wild turkey was definitely top tier. That Kentucky Spirit, it was good. It's a good pick.
We've been mostly corn forward, but looking to get into more rye. I think we got a couple of wheats. But for a friend, we actually bought the Bardstown high wheat. We got that for a friend. So I'm hoping maybe she'll let us crack that open with her.
Hopefully we can share that one. That'd be great.
Yeah.
It was big.
I right before I got on, I pre-recorded a Friday video, a Fresh Crack Friday, because I'm gonna be traveling on tomorrow. I'm going to Colorado Springs for the weekend. And I did the Hard Truths sweet, it's like the sweet weeded bourbon, bottle and bond. Oh,
Oh, okay. I gotta
oh
pick up my bottle and
man.
bond game.
Bottle and bond is
Yeah.
where it's at. And quiet as it's kept, it's really underappreciated. Like it is slept on. That is my
It is
go-to,
so
actually.
good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's at 100 proof.
4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
And
I
the
was
price
like,
point is always right.
I was like, let me put the topic back on this because I knew I had this with y'all, and I was like, because I'm like gonna
So we don't
be,
want to double up too much.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, because you still gotta taste this, so I'm like, let's not get
I think
carried
that's the
away.
thing people don't realize is as we're doing these, we don't just take one episode or one video at a time. Like
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
we might
they don't
record some more
realize that.
stuff.
Like you do a couple things like in a row, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, and you gotta like cleanse your palate in between it, give people an honest review. You like, hold on, babe, we gotta relax a little bit. All right, you ready? 3, 2, 1. Hi. It's like it's my third one. Like
It's my third taste today.
yes. Third taste.
it's like why Crystal's eyes look so closed.
Yeah.
Hey, when I'm starting to get like up there, my eyes will start getting small too. And I don't even know, like, and plus I got this new light that I've been trying. So every time I'm on it, because I was on a live the other day, and I was like, it's the new light, and I'm like, I swear, because I'm like, to me, it looks like my eyes are small, and I'm like, usually that's when I'm kind of getting up there, but I'm like, nah, it's the lighting.
It's the
So
light that got me.
that's the
Yeah.
light got me. I do have really sensitive eyes as a whole, but yeah, that's usually my telltale sign. Like my family, my wife, they'll be like, "You tipsy," and I'm like, and they're like, "You hardly your eyes are half like." And then I'm like, "Well, I already got
Yes.
small eyes as a whole. Like naturally they're small, but hey."
No, that's you. They be like, ooh, look, Crystal going. I'm like, man, I'm fine. Let's do it again.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Mind
usually
your
I'm the first one
business.
out.
Mind your
Yeah,
business.
exactly.
Right. But yeah, we'll have to get onto some ryes. My favorite rye at the moment, and it's an oldie but goodie, is Widow Jane's Applewood rye.
Love that
Haven't
one.
had that one.
If you haven't had it, ooh wee.
It's nice. Because I'm trying to work my palate into rye. I'm trying to wean myself off the corn into the more rye.
My
Get me.
all-time top rye, and I don't have any right now, but the Jack Daniels single barrel proof rye is high proof. It's hot. It's gonna hug you for almost eternity. But it is dang on good. It is absolutely delicious, and it's worth every bit of the hug that it's gonna bring to you. And it ain't even from Kentucky. It's giving some long Tennessee hugs and tugs, but it is phenomenal. It's hand down a really, for the price point that they have it at, it's absolutely delicious. That's one that's really, really good. Another one for me, Pikesville, um, out of Heaven Hill. That's a good rye. Um, what's
We did
another
do,
one?
was it Rye 3? It was finished actually in a rum cask. We did that a few months
Yeah,
ago.
that was pretty good.
Trying to think another one that's really, really delish.
We gotta have like a rye, like we gotta put a rye shelf in.
Maybe we got to reorganize some of this.
Put a rye section in.
I'm not as organized, and plus, my collection is like not as big. It's getting up there, but you know. I will
Yeah.
say the Knob 10, the Knob Creek 10-year. That's a good ride too. That's pretty solid. Yeah. I gotta open up
Well,
that Peerless to see what that's about because I never had any of their rides.
Haven't have we had any Peerless?
oh no,
I
we
don't
keep
really
talking about. The problem is there are so many brands and expressions.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's like Pokemon. You can't, gotta catch them all, but it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
Especially with price points of bourbon. Figure that
Yeah.
out. But we'll have to put that on our list for the year to try that because I know we've seen it in the store. One, being in Oklahoma, you're limited.
Very.
But I believe we've seen Peerless out here. We just got the record. But we also do some online to stay current with everyone as well. It's just that shipping is crazy.
I've never tried online. I don't think I've seen any 3-chord in this region. I'm in the Houston area. It may be there. I just may have never seen it.
Yeah, I'm very shocked because anytime we get something here and it's like, oh, it's not in Texas, I'm like, how? Is that
Yeah, it
possible?
tripped me out.
But I will say the funny part for me was when we did Still Austin with Angry Mac, we had to buy it from an online retailer because Still Austin is not here in Oklahoma, to my knowledge. I didn't see it at the store. And they won't ship to Oklahoma. I'm like, but we're right
we're like
here.
right here. We're touching.
Right there.
Just throw it across the river.
I don't know. That could be a Texas thing because you can't get beverages, you can't get spirits shipped to Texas.
Oh,
So
wow.
maybe it's some legislative thing that may as well let it go. It's like, yeah, because trying to order stuff online and getting it shipped to Texas, they're always like, no, can't ship here. Can't ship here.
Oh.
Y'all make some good stuff out in Texas too, though.
Texas does have some good stuff. Still, Austin is doing a really good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got y'all on the map for sure.
Yeah.
We've tried a couple of smaller Dallas area distillers who we do Blackland and Acre Distilling.
Yeah. Yeah, both of those are really good. I think Still Austin is it's up there quite a bit. They may be the best out there, but
there's a lot we got to try from them. I mean, I feel like every month they got something new. I'm like, wait, what's this? Was it Senna Bourbon? I'm like, are you sponsored?
Yeah, might be on it. They had a Houston meetup and him and Bandit, they invited me and I had this dang on work thing and I was like, dang. Like, cause I just knew it was gonna be some good bourbon consumed with the two of them, but I had to miss it. I was like, why me? Why me? Yeah.
See, I gotta get out to Houston so I can meet all y'all.
Yes, come on. We're just a hop and a skip.
Yeah, it's close. So yeah.
Another cool event that just happened in November down in Houston was Taste of Black Spirits.
I saw that.
That's a really cool event.
Was around the same time when I was in Kentucky because that was my birthday's in November and I was doing something for my birthday and Kentucky was already planned, or it might have been the weekend before, but I know what you're talking about. I saw that.
Yeah. I went to Brooklyn. I mean, it's amazing. So many Black brands didn't know existed, and the quality is up there. So it's a really cool event. A lot of cool people. Actually, one of the shirts I'm rocking is from Sister Supply Chain. It's an organization that a lot of women, a lot of amazing women who happen to be in the spirits industry. I think there's a couple of people in cosmetics. So we talk about supply chain and the spirit industry and different things. Ursula Dunn is the founder. So I would love to invite you to come to one of the events. It's really cool. So the current campaign they're doing is we don't just drink pink. And so we got a campaign going on in commercial where we talk about, drinking different brands of the women on the platform. But we do have a brand on the platform that is pink and it's Murmur Rum. And so it's like, but when we do.
Yeah, but when we do.
So it's a pretty cool organization. I'd love to invite you to come check out.
I definitely will love that for sure.
Yeah. Some amazing brand owners like Dawn from New Dawn, Vanessa Braxton from Black Mama Vodka, and Nicole Frisky Whiskey,
all of them.
Red Hazel. Like there's so many amazing brands on that platform, and you can communicate directly with those owners.
Absolutely nice. I would love to do that. Yeah. I got to taste some of the Black Mama vodka. I was in Total Wine when I was doing some wedding planning and trying to get stuff for the bar, and they were there, and they were like, you gotta taste this and get this, and I'm like, I'm trying to get like 175s, no disrespect, like, it's a budget. I'm doing an open bar, like, this is great. It was good. I tried it, but I'm like, I could, recommend this for people who definitely enjoy vodka. I'm like, but I cannot buy all this for an open bar for a wedding. But it was pretty good. They made like a little small blueberry drink and it was refreshing, very palatable. Kind of for a second made me miss vodka, but then I was like, nope, I remember why we don't do this. So
yeah, Vanessa's amazing with Black Mama Vodka. She's also got some flavors.
Yeah, those flavors are crazy. That peach, I'm looking at it right now.
I did try a little peach.
That peach
And
tea.
I was a sucker for some peach. Like when Ciroc had came around with that peach Ciroc.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Listen,
This better than that though. This better than that
it is
Ciroc. I'm
better
Yeah.
than
telling you that.
that. It
Ooh,
is
she
because that's a
going.
little bit too sweet, and I can't jive back down that type of sweet because that it was like sugary. Ciroc is sugary
Yeah.
sweet, but
Syrup.
hers
Yeah,
were more is more of a very light and
yeah.
just kind of like a
Natural.
hint of like natural sweet. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
it's been fun meeting her. I met her through the network. When I first met her, she was like, "Yeah, my stuff better than Tito's." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." And I ordered a bottle, and I was like, "Damn."
Right.
That was
It's
pretty
like,
good.
okay.
She got some good stuff. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna hold you. It's good. It's smooth. It's not harsh because that's one thing about vodkas. They can become very harsh. But she has some good, like smooth stuff there.
Oh yeah, yeah. I got to tour her facility when I was in Brooklyn. I took a train out there to Long Island, and it was amazing. She's doing so many things. She also has some other spirit types that I'm waiting to try as well.
All right, spirit types. Come on. Let's do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, well, if I get some more stuff, I'll send you a handshake. So
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, there's just so many amazing brands. So it's like, how do you keep up with everything? What's next?
Yeah.
That's always where I'm like, Roger's like, get out the store. Like he's pushing me out the liquor store. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, but we haven't tried this. We haven't seen this. Look what they're doing with this.
It's okay. It's a little bit more difficult for us because we're the liquor connoisseur, so we do branch out to
Yeah.
all of the types of spirits that are,
Yeah.
most of them typically 35% up. And so we're like, hey, babe, we need to pick up some more gin. We need to pick up
Yeah.
some more. Like, I know
Mhm.
it's tough. It's like, we got to find some more brandies. We have to find some more. But there's so much bourbon. There's so much,
I will
Yeah.
say,
so much tequila.
I'm gonna be going home a little bit before the new year because it's just kind of like a pivot until I get to my next stop for New Year's. I'll do my best to stop by the 7-3 distillery because y'all do all kinds of spirits. They
Mm-hmm.
have a gin that's aged in bourbon barrels, and I
I
am
love
not a
bourbon.
gin fan at all. Not
We
by a
win.
long shot. But they got me to drink that gin, and I was like, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm like, ooh.
The barrel does. The
This
barrel
right
does.
here is good, and I'll see if I can pick some up.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
we've had a
y'all would like
couple
that.
of barrel rested, like gin and vodka. And when I tell you, it rounds it out. Like
It's what's missing.
it's what's missing to me. It's like, okay, barrel
Yeah,
rested, barrel aged. I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
let's
we've
do it.
had a couple. Was it Acre Distilling, I think?
Yeah. Woodworks does a
Yeah, Woodworks is a local Oklahoma City based distillery. They do a
gin. They got
barrel
one.
aged gin. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So yeah,
yeah,
we like that. That makes me smile. So
yeah. It had a nice little brown color to it, and I was like, I'll drink it for the color. I was like, we'll do it for the color, and it's pretty
yeah.
good. Yeah.
It's like, let me see a little color on it. I'll
So
rock with it.
now I gotta ask: have you had barrel rested vodka?
No, no, I
That
tried
works
them.
too. That works too. I'm telling you.
I don't too much drink vodka no more, but I'm not gonna act like I'm above it because that was my jam
Yeah.
for
I
over a
know.
decade. Like
I
we
know.
ran strong.
No.
Only reason I mention it is because it's got that barrel flavor in there.
Yeah. It makes it there. It's in line with how that gin does you. Like
Mm-hmm.
the barrel rested gin is like, oh, how come they hadn't done that before? Like they could have done this years and years ago, back when I was, struggling. no six, no six. When I needed it, it wasn't there.
All they had was Seagrams and Bombay if you was fancy. So,
All they had was
Oh
Seagrams and
man.
Bombay, if you
I mean,
fancy. You're right.
you know, people drank that Bombay when they was trying
Steve
to
Ray.
Tanqueray was. Tanqueray was in the
Yeah,
game, but that was
Tanqueray
like
was that
that.
other one.
Tanqueray was for them old players. But, Bombay, you got that when you was trying to like be cutesy and you wanted people to know you had like a little money to
Little money.
spend.
A
Yeah,
little bit of money.
at least for that Saturday. If
Yeah,
nothing
yeah.
else. So you can like get
Did,
that little Bombay Sapphire. But other than that,
hmm
it was that's Seagram's, man. That's all they had.
Oh man, yeah, gin is something I'm working to acquire that taste.
Hmm.
Especially because one day we'll probably have our own gin get into the market. But it's definitely that juniper will get you. It's
Yeah,
I view gin as Christmas in a glass.
hmm
I can see that. I can see that. I will say that gin, like when I was younger, it was never something that I gravitated to. And I think that I just didn't have the palate to appreciate it. And I
Yeah,
will
it
say,
was just
in
too much.
all fairness, now that I'm like so big into bourbon, I haven't given gin a fair shake because I can see some similarities with gin and especially with rye and
Right. Yep.
yep, the mint and the woodiness in it and things like that. So I don't know. One I might circle back to it and just see,
I mean,
but
dip your toes with the barrel age
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
let
Just
that.
to just to see,
That's the
for
way.
fun, a little comparison.
I mean, you ain't got to change it to it's gin, baby. But
Mhm.
Oh, I ain't say all that.
Don't say all that. She's
I
like,
ain't
Bourbon's
say
my
all
home.
that. No, 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 no.
Bourbon's home. Yeah. So
That's
easy.
where we at. It's bourbon, baby.
Yeah. I like that
um,
shirt, by the way. Is that you or you got that?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm trying to dabble with some merch. So it's sipping time. Cause that's
Okay.
what I
Okay.
say. It's
It's
sipping
sipping
time.
time. Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. We'll
yeah,
we'll be
Yeah.
sure to
set up.
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, we're gonna tap in
Is
on
it
them.
on your TikTok or where can we
I
find it?
haven't posted it yet. I
Okay.
actually,
Okay.
when I did my pre-recorded Fresh Crack video, I was like, let me put my shirt on so I can be like, it's sipping time.
Okay.
And
Okay.
yeah, I got to do the
Yeah.
graphics around it so I can like post it, advertise it, and
Okay.
you
Well,
know.
hey, once you
Yeah,
start pressing
we
them up, hey, you don't be shocked if you don't see
yeah,
us with it. We
yeah,
we like to support like that, man. Where other people like we're wearing some stuff now, like we
yeah. I think
support
you got
others.
Switch
Yeah,
Town.
this is Ho Chi Town Distillings. I like their bourbon one, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then we actually have our own merch. Your hat is one
Yeah,
of
the liquor
our old
connoisseur. So
offerings,
yeah,
but we've dabbled in different shirts as well.
yeah,
Okay. I like
that's
me a
good.
good bourbon
All
shirt, so I'm gonna have to check them out. Because I like
yeah.
when I do my videos, I want to have on some type of like
Oh
bourbon
yeah.
gear, and I've been exploring like what other types of merch I can do aside from apparel.
Mhm.
I'm trying to see how to get in these glens with that's not
Same.
like so crazy price point.
Let
Because
me
I don't
know.
want to have something where it's like, girl, I'm not about to buy this from you. Like, it's ridiculous, you know?
That's the hard part. That balance
Same.
of quality and then being able to get it to somebody and not have to charge them. Oh man, it's only $50.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Like, just get this
hey,
glass. Yeah, sure, it says it's sipping time, but hey,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like, you know.
No, we love it. Merch has been a thing we've been playing around with. We have a liquor connoisseur definition shirt. We have a neat shirt. Just add the glass is probably one of the favorite ones.
yeah.
Because we believe in trying spirits neat. Just understand the notes. So if you do mix, you know what to pair with. If you want to add a drop of water, open it up, see what that does. Like we want people to play, but still
Hmm.
be respectful
Yeah.
Yeah.
when they drink.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
absolutely could agree with that. I haven't, like, I'm not really big into cocktails. I'll get a cocktail, but I haven't like for a long time been just like a cocktail person.
right.
And I said that I wanted to kind of get into making cocktails at home to just diversify my content, but at the same time I'm like, yeah, do I really want to do that? Because I don't really like, it's a fine line with things like I don't like things too sweet and definitely too sugary and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see if I jog down making cocktails with bourbon, how I can like just keep the bourbon where it's the bourbon and not like just be too all over the place. I do enjoy a good old fashioned, but
I feel like
yeah,
a rye would be perfect. Getting a high
ryes
proof rye.
make some of the best
They
old
hold up.
fashions. Yeah,
Yes.
they get it. They get it in the old fashioned for sure. Yeah.
That, like, to me, you got to have that high proof just so you can knock down some of that sweetness.
Yeah.
And stay away
Yeah.
from the plastic squeezy bottles of extra syrupy stuff. It's like, nah, just go ahead and get you some real orange peel, and
Or just
make
some
your
natural bitters and
own.
extract.
Yes. Yeah.
That's
That'll
something
go
we've been learning. There's a local bar we like to go to, and that's kind of my workaround to having to create a drink is like I can go over there and film and be like, and if you see this,
yeah. Yeah.
well, I don't have to make it. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, here's what they did.
Like, I'm terrible at making cocktails. I'm like,
Mm.
and scene.
You look like you could use another pour.
I think I'm about to. Yeah, this is actually worth that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's super solid. I ain't gonna hold you. It's super smooth. But I'm not shocked because Bardstown has definitely been doing some good things, and to have something so smooth is not shocking at all. But you said something about going out, and it made me think of a earlier part of the conversation, and you guys saying y'all are limited in Oklahoma. I just wanted to speak on just the going out experience because even though Texas is not as limited, but you just said something earlier when you're like, it's so much bourbon to try. And because it is so much bourbon to try, everybody has a different budget. I personally don't have a budget that's just going, I can't just go get 10 bottles in a week and have a play date with myself. I want to, but I'm not there yet. But I
Yeah.
said that to say that I enjoy going to restaurants and bars and just pulling up, seeing what they have, trying to try some of the things that you know, aren't as budget friendly, some of the more allocated pours.
Mhm.
Like I was at a bar called Whiskey and Cake, and I got to get the Russell's single rick house. I got to try the Remus special reserve, just different things like that. The Gatsby reserve. Um, so I enjoy going out and getting the Stags and getting the Blanton's Gold and just different things like that, and just having a 2 ounce pour, 1 ounce
Yeah.
pour, 1.5, whatever. It's more cost effective and it's accessible. It's more accessible like that.
Yeah.
No, I agree. We like to, if we go out and if we get a neat pour, try to find something we haven't had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good way to experience. Or if you feel like a bottle's too expensive, get some friends, make it a night.
Yeah.
Everybody chip in $10-$20. Get a pour or two and just have a good time.
Yep. I agree.
To the Valkyrie and enjoyed that bar. That bar was off the chain.
There's a bar in Tulsa, Oklahoma. In Beauty and the Beast, how Belle is in the bookstore on the ladder, swinging across all the books. This was that for spirits. I was like, I just want to be on the ladder and just.
They have 2 ladders. They got 2 ladders. So, and it's just.
I just want to get on one. I have a fear of heights, but I would do it for the gram. I wanted to get up there and just be like,
yeah, man.
They
have great selection.
I was cheesing so hard. I was like a kid in a candy store. I mean, it was all expressions, all different kinds of spirits, just in one spot. The bar was bigger than the seating area.
Yeah. That's how Whiskey and Cake is. They have the ladders that's on the wheels and it just rolls across, and they have well over like at least 600 different pours of whiskey, and they got just about anything up there.
So maybe you can give me a step stool and just push me over.
Yeah, bring your little step stool right here. Just
I will say like 4 of the best tasting bars that I've got to experience. Nothing in Kentucky because I'm not even gonna because they supposed to have great bars out there.
Exactly.
But I was in New York over the summer, and I went to Port Jefferson, and I ran into this whiskey bar that had so many great pours, great prices. I'm talking 2-ounce pours for like $25 of like E.H. Taylor single barrels and barrel proofs and all that. And I'm like, let me get that. Hand it
Yeah.
here. Hand it
Yeah.
here right now.
Or
Like bring it on. Get it to me neat. Let's do that. That's one. Of course, whiskey and cake here in Texas. There is a hidden gem out in Galveston called Daiquiri Time Out, and they have a phenomenal whiskey selection. And
Interesting.
then it was one that's a hidden gem right outside of New Orleans in a town called Slidell called Whiskey and Ash. And I had a good stick. I had,
okay.
I had Eagle Rare 10, but they had Pappies. They had 3 expressions of Pappies. And I asked
Mm-hmm.
about it, and I was like, nah, I ain't trying to do all that right now.
Yeah,
But
they want you.
then
But
why I
it's
just
there.
wanted to ask, they
Yeah.
had they had a GTS, they had a Thomas Handy, so they had like some good stuff. Not what I wanted to do, but I'm like, let me get the Eagle 10. I'm gonna get this stick. That's cool. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's what's
that's
up.
something we want to do more of is
yeah,
cigars and whiskey pairings. And maybe
yeah,
possibly some other spirits, I think cigars can go with a lot of things.
Oh yeah.
it can. Are y'all familiar with she's on TikTok. She's across a bunch of platforms. Chrissy Pruitt Hayes, she does bourbon content. She does cigars, and
Hold
she does
on.
she does a lot of stuff. She's a ambassador of a source, and
I feel like we follow her.
yeah, a
Probably.
bourbon
I just don't
stewardess,
want to lie.
Is it smoking?
smoking experience.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
I
she
think,
is.
yeah.
Yeah, she's really really dope. Yeah,
Yeah, we'll have to reach out. One of the things, I'm an introvert, but I'm learning to reach out and just be like, let's just see what the universe has. Okay, who wants to be on the show? And just start asking people. And graciously, most, if not everybody, has been like, yes. And like real quick to answer, yes.
yeah. I think that when
oh
you're
Yeah.
just having
yeah.
so much fun and
Yeah.
you enjoy it, it's easy to do. And so it's like, yeah, like when y'all were like, do you? I was like, say less. Like we can
Yeah.
do it right
We
now if y'all
appreciate it.
want to. Like I'm ready. Like let's
Oh
go.
yeah.
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 We actually follow her.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was looking, I was like, wait a minute, that sounds familiar. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I just like something she did today.
Yeah, yeah. I like her
Yeah,
selections too. It's good.
Yeah, we'll have to hit her up when we get into that cigar pairing series and see
yeah.
if we can collab.
I
Yeah, I got
enjoy
you on that
talking
line.
to her, and she's had me on her live a few times.
Oh, nice.
But she is very knowledgeable. She knows her stuff, and
Mhm.
she's fun to work with. And that's why I mentioned her, because she's great, very knowledgeable.
Oh yeah.
Good, man.
Yeah, yeah. We'll have to reach out. This is, coming into this, we've been doing this podcast for almost a year and a half, and I didn't expect people to be so open. Like that's one of the things. Like everybody is willing to help, share, collaborate,
Yeah.
and that's just been such a great experience because it took us 3 years to get started. Like we kept saying we would do it,
Yeah.
got all the equipment, and then still didn't do it, and then finally we jumped in. And it was like, dang, what were we afraid of? Because
What made y'all
everybody just,
do it though? Like,
I got threatened by a friend.
Here's the thing, like we've been doing
Yeah, we've been doing it.
for a very, very long
Yeah.
time. Like off camera, we would host tastings at the house. We
Yeah.
would we were the go-to people for our friends and coworkers, like, oh, what should I get as a gift? And what do you think I need to do with this event? And what bottle should I bring? I'm trying to do something different. That's who we were. And so we've been doing it for a very, very, very long time.
Yeah.
And we're like, you know what? I think we can do this. Like we've had
Yeah.
these bottles for,
Yes,
we've had a lot of them
long time.
for close to 2 decades. So we've been collecting for that long, and just
It's not
building
been
up.
legal for that long.
Yeah, we've been collecting for a very long time, all through college. So it was just kind of natural to get started. So we had to get the equipment, of course. That took a long time. We got the equipment. Then it was just like, yeah, we're gonna shoot tomorrow, and that didn't happen. And we're gonna shoot, and then finally, like you said, your friend was like, you gonna shoot today, and we were like, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Lights, camera, action. Let's go. And so we did it.
Yeah, and it worked out because we've been playing around with it, and then we moved to this area and seeing these bookshelves. It was like, what can we do with these shelves? Because we don't read this much, so it's like the liquor library. So we just put our collection in it and just pull from it week by week.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Y'all have a nice collection. I'm looking at it in the back. I'm like, okay, I see.
We got a few things.
We had
I
a few
see
things.
y'all, a razzle dazzle. Yeah, I keep saying I've been giving gentle notes at home. I'm like, get some shelves, bookshelf. We went by a friend house last weekend, and I was like, I like them shelves. So I've been throwing shelves out there. Like, so don't get mad when some shelves pop up here.
Need
I've been
those.
That's where
giving
we started.
gentle nudges.
Actually,
So,
we actually started with a cabinet.
Yeah,
It was like
it was bad.
It was for pots and pans. It was deep cabinet. That's where we put all the liquor.
It was bad. Then we took over a pantry.
Yeah,
that was bad.
Then we had 2 wooden shelves, 2 what was they 10-foot long shelves.
Yeah.
Then we had backlit, and then we got this put together. So
yeah,
we never got to shoot in that studio. That's when we got started setting stuff up.
yeah. Honestly, how I got to bourbon TikTok, because me getting into bourbon is long before bourbon TikTok. Because I've drank bourbon probably about 6 or 7 years before I've arrived at TikTok. And honestly, I got here just with the need for something to do. I was living in New Orleans, and at the time when I was dating my now wife, she's from Texas. And she had come to New Orleans, and we lived there for several months, about 7, 8 months. And then we decided to move to Texas. And so now here it is. I'm making an adjustment. All I have is work. That's it. Nothing.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Work, her family, her friends. I have nothing for myself. So I stumbled across Bourbon TikTok one day, and I was like, man, this my people. Like, this my something to do. And, she encouraged me. We went to the liquor store. She like, let's get you going. And I was thinking, I was like, well, I need a name, and I ain't know what to do. And I was like, I want to be authentic to, New Orleans and things like that. So I was like, I'm gonna just be It's Bourbon Baby. I was like, one thing about people, they love when New Orleans people say baby. So I was like, I was like, that's it. It's Bourbon Baby. And then I was like, okay, so what I'm gonna say? And then because I wanted to approach it very me as a person, like what you get when I say, "What's up, y'all? It's your girl. It's Bourbon Baby." That's Fallon every day. So I didn't want to just come on here and be like, hey, we gonna be trying this Bardstown. This is what we're gonna do. I ain't want to do that. Like, if I'm gonna do it, I want to be raw. If you like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. I'm gonna.
That's how you go.
Do my cheers to the MF and weekend. I don't know if y'all cuss. So I'm just like,
No, it's all
but
good.
I'm gonna do it. If you like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. So once I got, a few videos in, it was like super fun. And now I'm just like, this my community, these my people. And I got to, personally hook up with folks in the Houston area as a result. So I'm glad for that.
Yeah, it definitely brings about community. That's what I love. It brings about conversation. Even if you don't drink, just there's so much history behind spirits. Even if you're religious, a lot of religious people started spirits. Monks with Irish whiskey and, and things of that nature. There's so much that everyone can find an experience with alcohol, whether you drink or not. That's what I love about it.
Yeah, because
and they give back to the community. We've been lucky enough to find a number of people who fundraise give back to the kids, the veterans. That's huge for us. So we love all
Yeah.
that.
Yep. I was saying there's a fundraiser that happens in Texas, and I work in the nonprofit sector. And I made
Okay.
the discovery last year because of work, and we supply like a gift basket because they have a silent auction, and it was kind of like around Mother's Day. So it was like very Mother's Day forward gift basket. So I'm showing up there to do. I signed up to be a fajita judge. And so I'm walking
Okay.
around and I'm like, go and check out the silent auction. And because the basket that we put in it, I didn't think that it was going to be like much of nothing. And so I'm getting there and they got like crazy bottles. And I was like, nobody's bidding on this stuff. And I'm like, where they get this from? But this is before I knew that people put up like big bottles for the purpose of fundraising.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready last year. I'm going this year
Got
with hopes on getting on them silent auctions for
Okay.
them bottles because nobody was signing up. I'm trying to hit the lick for the low, and
Yeah.
hopefully
There you
I
go.
can like come out with some good stuff because
Yeah.
them people was not worried about them bourbons last year. I was like, dang. I
Yeah.
just
Don't
ain't
tell
had two
nobody else. You need
rounds
to
at the
sneak
time. I
in
was like,
there.
goodness gracious.
Sneak in there. Don't tell nobody else, and just go ahead, get
Yeah, I ain't
your
gonna say
win, and
nothing. I'm
move
just
on.
right by.
Right there. You're like, huh? That looks
It's
cool. I like the way the bottle looks.
very interesting. It's got a
Yeah.
nice little brown hue to it. I
Yeah.
didn't like that
Huh.
before.
Who's Pappy? Who's Pappy Van Winkle? Let me get one of those.
He got a nice mustache. Let me.
Let's get that. Bring him home.
It's very decorative.
This is very. This is a sit out good. It's nice. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I'm looking
That's
forward to it. It's coming around Mother's Day. I'm
Great.
signing myself up. I can volunteer again.
Let me get these fajitas and these bottles.
Love
Yeah.
it, man. Well, this has been awesome. Such a great time. When I'm in Houston, I'm looking you up.
Yeah.
I'm coming.
Hey,
We're going to keep in touch.
keep in touch for sure. This has been a great
Yeah.
time. I truly enjoyed it for sure.
And if you ever make it to Oklahoma, just let us know.
Yeah. Welcome to the library. You with us now.
I love
You
to
get an all
travel and I
access
love
pass.
to go places that it's just not, places that people are jumping to go to. So, don't be surprised if I was like, well, you invited me, so now here I am.
Hey, we got it. We'll make it work. We're going to make something happen. Yeah. You just hit us up. We'll make it happen.
Yeah, because
Sure.
we don't have many bottles that we're just like delicious.
No.
We're pretty
Yeah.
open to sharing everything. So
Yeah, the story that comes off of opening one of these is way better than keeping them closed. So
yeah,
I
we
agree. It's
prefer
made to
sharing.
be enjoyed and to drink with,
Absolutely.
friends and to share the spirit. If I'm gonna like collect something, it's collecting with the notion of I'm open, even if it's just me trying it like with my wife or one of my friends, and then it just sit there forever until somebody else come along to share it with. I don't believe in just keeping bottles just closed,
Yeah,
unopened ever. Like we gonna pop it open. We bought it, we popping it open. Let's give it a try.
that's right. Hey,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what it's
But
about.
yeah,
So as we like to say, you got to sip to discover, but always make sure you drink to remember.
that's right.
So
that's it.
cheers.
Cheers.